Good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to be with you all today. I am here with an incredible group of partners, truly a consortium for a better planet, in which we are highlighting the importance of partnerships for the UN Sustainable Development Goals. I, in my day job, work primarily on SDG 14, but when you think about the grand importance of partnership building and creating a consortium, just like nature in its inherent properties, to work together symbiotically to solve our greatest challenges, this is why this is such an incredible gathering here today. So I will begin by passing it off to Francois Rogers of Blue Planet Alliance to talk a little bit more about his work and why we are all here today. Francois?
Thank you, Brandon. Hi, my name is Francois Rogers, and I'm the Director of Global Outreach for the Blue Planet Alliance. Blue Planet Alliance is a nonprofit organization based in New York City. Our story begins in Hawaii, where we became the first state to pass a 100% renewable energy law in the state. Once Hawaii passed this law, we were able to influence other states within the United States by passing similar laws. Because of this story in Hawaii, we felt the need that we need to inspire other islands and going into other countries as well to help them as well too. My founder, Henk Rogers, who couldn't be here today, his motto is 100% by 2045. In order for us to achieve what we need to achieve, we have to set a deadline. It is crucial for all of us to make sure that we have a 100% goal set. So our goal is working with small island nations, going elsewhere. Next, please. And working with islands. As you can see over here, recently we had the privilege of working with the Kingdom of Tonga and as well as the government of Tuvalu. We have been working with them closely in discussion to see how we could help them through our policy, community outreach, and so forth. The certificate you see here today is a Blue Planet Climate Agreement that we agreed to work closely together in the upcoming years to make sure that each of these nations achieves its goal. So that in a nutshell is what we do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Francois, for your important work in helping the most vulnerable populations decarbonize rapidly. So my name is Brandon Levy. I'm the Chief Program Officer at Sustainable Ocean Alliance. You can also see me in that fun photo over there with some of the Peace Boat's Ocean and Climate Youth Delegates aboard the 101st voyage of the Peace Boat ship. Now, I've had the honor of serving as a mentor and guest navigator aboard the ship and really seeing firsthand the role of incredible youth advocates to bring about more awareness around the issues that face their communities, which are not theoretical. They're not reading about it in an IPCC report. It's on the front lines. It's on their doorsteps. Now, Peace Boat, beyond this incredible program for ocean and climate youth, they've been setting sail for over 35 years. Now they're an international NGO closely partnered with the United Nations and just about everyone here today to support not just peace, but long-standing sustainability on this planet. So educating passengers on board and ensuring that this awareness truly becomes global and action becomes urgent. Peace Boat is now even going beyond their initial programs and building a eco-ship, which has renewable energy. Part of why we're here today with Blue Planet Alliance is looking at transport, marine transport and cruise lining, which has tremendous opportunity to be part of the sustainable solution in this regenerative world. So continuing to foster this notion of peace, collective action, and sustainability while practicing what they preach with full-on eco-sustainable practices. And I am also here, as I mentioned, representing Sustainable Ocean Alliance. We are a global movement of young leaders and entrepreneurs working to regenerate the health of the ocean in our lifetime. A daunting challenge, but one that I have great hope that we can accomplish. This is because we've seen firsthand through the 270 different projects we've supported, 45 of those being for-profit solutions, and the rest being grassroots enterprises, that action is happening on local levels, on bioregional levels, that is having real impact on the health of the ocean in real time. Now, of course, some of us get frustrated with the speed of the UNFCCC processes. However, I can encourage you that innovation and ingenuity is being rapidly deployed to help the ocean. In places like the Gambia, you'll hear from young leader Betty Jaheteth in just a moment about her incredible work to advance that. And I would also like to bring to your attention some of the work that we are doing in terms of supporting youth and raising this in the level of global forum. So the next initiative we have is in March in Panama as part of the Our Ocean Conference. We'll be bringing over 100 youth leaders from all over the world to come together to collectively solve the greatest challenges facing our ocean through hackathons, through networking, mentorship, and beyond. We continue to support youth and startup initiatives from around the world and look to partner with these incredible folks here on stage. So next, I'll pass it to, to Betty, who will be speaking more about her work at Sustainable Ocean Alliance. Thank you, Betty Jaheteth, for being here, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brandon. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Betty Jaheteth, and I am a youth delegate at Sustainable Ocean Alliance, but I'm also here to represent all the young ocean leaders in the Gambia. So I come from the smallest mainland country in West Africa called the Gambia, and basically we're surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean on the west. However, we do not have marine science education either in schools, either in high school or in university. So if you want to study like marine science or you're interested in the oceans, you probably have to study something else and try to educate yourself. So what we do back at home in the Gambia is we do a lot of education and research on marine science. One of the programs that we have is called the Dive into Marine Science, whereby we train students from K1 through K12 on marine science, and we also educate university students. We also do a lot of research where we include citizen scientists on environmental monitoring, whereby we try to promote the exchange of scientific and local knowledge in terms of research. So we do a lot of environmental monitoring whereby we collect climatic data. So we look at things like salinity, and currently the Gambia is dealing with saltwater intrusion, so we do a lot of research on that. We also do a lot of nature-based solutions, including mangrove restoration, but we do it a little bit differently, whereby we implement things like mangrove zonation and assessing the salinity before and after restoration. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. And this is, of course, very important work we're seeing on the grassroots level, and Betty's done incredible work catalyzing this in the African continent. And we need more funding to support initiatives like this. Currently, the ocean is the least funded of all the SGDs. There remains a $150 billion a year gap in financing. So the ingenuities and the ideas are there. We just need the capital to match. And not only is the ocean and our climate problem a real issue in terms of financing and all the external systems change we need, but it's also an element of internal transformation and consciousness shift. And this is an element that I believe our next presenter, Joshua Sam Miller, can speak to, specifically with his work with Sounds of the Ocean and helping everyone reconnect with the origins of all life and that of water. So Joshua, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for having me today. I am representing an arts organization called Sounds of the Ocean. We are an immersive experience that helps people connect with the ocean and themselves to support both ocean conservation as well as mental health. And it's been a belief of ours since the beginning of our project, which is about 3 years old, that when people feel more relaxed and more abundant in their own personal lives, we have the space to care more about world issues such as climate change. So we host live events and distribute content that helps people do that, and welcome guests in planetariums, full dome theaters, and are working on an installation for next year that will reach as many people as possible. That is our goal, and really connect with life underwater. We are a firm believer in Goal 17 of building strategic partnerships. And on the next slide, you'll see some of the organizations that we've worked with around the world. In all of our tour destinations, we like to support local ocean action. So we partner with those organizations in countries' specific regions that are doing plastic removal campaigns, beach cleanups, and conservation work. And this has been an extremely rewarding and kind of core belief of our project. The impact, I think, really when it comes from that local perspective is the best. And you can see on the next slide some of the festivals we've been a part of, both in the immersive entertainment and conservation world, being at both COP26, 27, as well as several film festivals, and are planning a tour for next year at the moment. And I'll leave you with one more visual that will help connect further if you'd like to learn more. We are actively looking for new partners and wanting to collaborate with both mental health organizations as well as NGOs working in the ocean space to help us achieve this goal. And yeah, thank you again, Brandon, and to Peace Boat and Sustainable Ocean Alliance for including us in the panel. So thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Extremely important work. And if you have a chance to see Joshua's concerts and performances in real time, I guarantee that they will have a significant impact on your internal being. So the next speaker and presenter is Michelle Lee. She's the founder of Women in Climate, a total leader in this space and someone with a very valuable message and mission. So Michelle, the floor is yours.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It's great to be here. My name is Michelle, and I'm the founder of Women in Climate. And I actually transitioned from working in tech, companies like Salesforce, to working in climate 100% full time. And one of the things that inspired me to start Women in Climate, which is a nonprofit and charity based in New York, is to draw more women into the climate space to take climate action together, both personally and professionally. And what we do is we have community events, we do dinners. You know, we love eating vegan food, and monthly in New York, I host a dinner. Started with about 10 people, and now it's around 30 people, and we sell out our tickets in a matter of hours. And you can see we really try to create this joyful and safe space so that women feel safe to enter the space, and they don't think that it's, you know, just doom and gloom. And we also attract those that are in climate. So next slide, please. During New York Climate Week, we hosted a celebration to celebrate all the women who are taking climate action. And only women speakers were on panels. We had about 16 speakers, and we had about 100 people in person attending the event. So for those women who are already taking climate action, we want to give them a platform and elevate their voice. And then specifically, at COP27, we created a wall of hope. You can find it on the website on the slide there, and it contains the hopes of over 30 women who are both at COP and not at COP, because many of the women in our community, you know, can't afford the time, can't afford the money to be here, but we wanted their hopes to be heard. So I encourage you to head over to the website and see all the different hopes. Here's Fatia's hope. She's 10 years old, and she's a climate activist from Bangladesh based in New York, among the many others. And we also offered a service, Brendan, next slide, please, where we created a WhatsApp group for women at COP, and it started off as 20 people and is now over 160 people. We share best practices, we keep each other safe, and we elevate the voice of women. So please visit our website, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And the fact that only 7 of the 110 world leaders at COP27 were women, so it shows how far we have to go, but also the great importance of Michelle's work in advancing this fight. So our next presenter from Beach Collective is Rob Cobbold. He is working on an incredible innovation to bring more money and financing into the sector, and I would love to pass the floor to you, Rob, to talk more about your great work with Beach Collective.
Thanks, Brandon. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rob. I am the COO and co-founder of the Beach Collective, a blue circular economy platform powered by a smart currency which internalizes the health of the planet into every single transaction. So the idea is when you buy your cup of coffee or you do your online shopping, instead of paying Visa or MasterCard, we take the same or a lower fee and we give it to the planet instead. Not only that, but the emissions of a beach token transaction are lower than the emissions of a card payment. And then we combine that currency with a social platform which rewards individuals and organizations who take action for our planet. Slide, please. Next slide. So why start with a social platform and a currency? Well, as Abraham Maslow said, the definition of a good society is one in which virtue pays. The most powerful incentives that humans respond to are financial incentives, social incentives, basically your reputation and your wallet. And currently, next slide please, we're fighting against these as we try and move towards a sustainable civilization. Our money is designed to incentivize greed and extraction, while all the harm is externalized to the natural world. And our social platforms are designed to maximize ad revenue, giving visibility and status to content which creates division, while tempting us with material goods which we don't need. If we want to shift the behavior of 8 billion people, then we're going to need to make use of these tools, and we're going to need to redesign them in order to reward and incentivize the behaviors that we want to see more of. It's so powerful when you get this right that in under a year, we've cleared over 200,000 kilograms of waste from the oceans. We've seen people register actions in over 50 countries. We've had mangrove restoration projects underway in 3 different countries, all simply from the transactions tax of the currency, and all simply because using the social platform, we make it in people's interest. We reward people and incentivize people to take action for our planet. Now, the beauty of being a social platform and a currency is that you can collaborate with almost anybody, anybody who's doing good for the planet, that is. So that's why we're so pleased to be on this panel today. Looking forward to developing the partnerships with many of you. And we're wide open to any individual, any organization who does good for the planet. Our social platform is there to make your life easier. And any sustainable brand or business who wants to accept our currency and join us in our mission to do good with every transaction. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Rob, for that radical innovation and much needed ingenuity in this space to unlock further capital for these important projects, and also to really be building that social fabric and movement that can help spark change on a systems level. So our last presenter, last but not least, is Peter Houlihan of XPRIZE. He's the Executive Vice President of Biodiversity and Conservation and does incredible work and has maybe the coolest job of any of us. So Rob, Peter, I'll pass it to you now to tell the audience a bit more about your work with XPRIZE.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to argue with that. Good morning, everyone. I'm coming from XPRIZE, where we focus on catalyzing innovative solutions for a more equitable and sustainable future for all, and overseeing biodiversity and conservation. Of course, that means all life on Earth in partnership with indigenous peoples and local communities. How can we really foster relationships to come up with innovative ways to break down barriers and come up with solutions for the planet? Right now, we have a few prizes in this space. Our XPRIZE Rainforest competition is a 5-year, $10 million competition that's incentivizing interdisciplinary teams from around the world to come up with more rapid and autonomous technologies and solutions to monitor biodiversity in rainforests that can more immediately inform policy and decision-making, again, in partnership with indigenous peoples and local communities. Next year, our teams will be competing in the semifinals, where they'll test some of these solutions, and so we're really looking forward to that. Our next competition that we'll be launching in the beginning of 2023 will be on combating wildfires, and that will be focused on local detection and suppression of wildfires, as well as global detection and warning systems. And then related to so much of the work that everybody here does is a prize that we're focused on launching about coral reef restoration. And across all of these, I think we cover a lot of SDGs, all of them on our prizes, but the biggest one and the most important one with this group is 17, of course, working across so many different private sectors, communities, government organizations, NGOs, and even though we run competitions, the biggest thing that these end up fostering is collaboration. So that's why we're excited to be part of this amazing group here today. and looking forward to collaborating with everybody who aligns with our vision. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. And thank you for highlighting the work of Indigenous peoples and local communities as it relates to innovation, given that they are the safeguarders of 80% of the biodiversity on the planet, and they have the ancestral intelligence that can really help our species survive and thrive on this planet. And also, as an ocean person, thrilled that you're working more closely on coral reefs. Thank you for your valuable work. Now, I would like to pass the microphone back to Francois for a very exciting announcement. Francois?
Thank you, Brandon. Again, I'm really, I was really excited to be on the same panel right now, speaking to all of you today. At the Blue Planet Alliance, we believe in working collaboratively with organizations like everybody sitting here right now. As you can see, they all come from a diverse cross-section of important pieces that really is pushing and driving the message forward and trying to save our planet. We have from the youth to the art to everything that has been said here today, and we like to always recognize on how we could move forward. This one thing that my founder always says is that we have to stop working in silos. We are all doing the same thing, and if we put our strength together, we can accomplish bigger things. So as you can see on the screen over here, we are now working with particular governments, organizations who are here today, and many, many more all around the world, showing that we're creating this global movement, a global alliance of organizations that we could work together and our strength will be multiplied over and over. So today I would like to add 2 of our newest members to our global alliance. And by doing so, I'd like to do a signing ceremony of the 2 MOUs. It is a Memorandum of Understanding, and the understanding clearly states that our organizations collectively promise to make sure that we are creating a world and humanity and nature live in harmony. It's a very simple statement, but we could all agree to this, that we are here to protect the Mother Earth. So having said that, I would like to invite Michelle and Rob. Let's do the signing ceremony.
And with this last signature, I believe it's official. Another valuable partnership for the goals. And I want to thank Blue Planet Alliance for really bringing together this incredible community of change makers, of NGOs, of governments, of local actors to collectively solve our most important challenges that we face as humanity. And I want to thank you all here today for your kind attention. I believe we may have a few minutes for questions from the audience as we ended a bit earlier, and we'll have someone run around with a microphone. Please raise your hand if you have any questions for the panel. And if we run out of time, we'll all be available for individual interviews afterwards. Fantastic. I'm getting the heads up that we are actually out of time now. So if you would like to reach out to any of us, again, we'll be available just here in the Blue Zone. And thank you again for your time today. And thank you to all of our great partners here at Blue Planet Alliance and all these other amazing organizations. And thank you all. Betty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To you as well, to you as well.
2 minutes to spare.
Thank you, you too. Everyone was really sharp.